perfect, actually.
Usually usually when we have newscasters, I look at them, so it seems kind of weird.
I normally travel, I have a guy that I travel with, but this would have been too expensive for him to have been with me
Yeah,
at
to
once.
put the
Because I paid
thing up
him
here.
personally.
So am I doing okay?
You're doing great.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Honestly?
And Joey can work. Joey does wonders. He's the guy that does all of
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about the vent, though.
Oh, making racket? Here, let me turn that
Okay.
on. Whoops, on the mask. This is where they end up before. Yeah. You know that's the way. It's turned off. It's still making racket, isn't it?
Sometimes they have to get a thermostat deal. We'll be able to. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep going, because I know you have to go. And then if
I'm
not,
sorry.
I'll look at. But what? Let me make sure I get you. Yes, where you were. Okay. Now, tell me about this is the two things I want you to describe: the wow room, and then the decade by decade, like you did me. Just
This
say
is
that
where the museum's about.
Because I'm
Okay.
going to film all that, and then we're going to set it to your voice.
Okay, sure.
So say as you come in, you go to our wow room, and then you go to our exhibit. That's what Adrian did.
The Route 66 Museum in Clinton, Oklahoma tells the history of Route 66. When you first enter the museum, you come into what we call our wow room, and we hope that each visitor goes wow, because that's what we want you to do. After that, you enter the exhibit galleries. The first room is the introduction room, which introduces you to Route 66. Then our museum tells the history by decades, from the 1920s exhibit room through the 1970s. In the 1920s, of course, there became a need for a highway to connect our nation. So the planning actually began for Route 66 to become a highway. It actually became a national highway in 1926. Then you enter the 1930s, and what stands out in our mind during this time period was the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl days, and how people left to travel to Arizona and California just to survive. Then the 1940s, World War II, and the beginning of the trucking industry as well. Many people would hitchhike on Route 66, and they were always picked up by somebody because they were usually a military man walking on Route 66. Then you cross over to the other side of our exhibit galleries, the 1950s. In the 1950s, the diner became very prominent in America and along Route 66. Many of the military men wanted to take their families on Route 66, so the restaurant really became, and that what quote the diner with the beautiful neon lights became a popular place for families to stop and eat. Then in the 1970s, the beginning of the hippie culture in America and family vacations. So this exhibit gallery is divided into half to represent the two types of people that traveled on Route 66. Then in the 1970s, we have our movie theater that sums up the complete history of the road, from the inception of the road in the 1920s through the end of the road in the 1970s. It took 5 interstates to replace Route 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica. After watching the movie in the 1970s, your next exhibit gallery is what we call our Now and Future room. Route 66 has so much to offer today. And we have changed our exhibits out. We have a beautiful photo exhibit in there right now, but it probably will be changed to another one in the near future. After this room, you go into our gift shop, which has the widest selection of merchandise, is what our visitors tell us, and all the gift shops along the road. We try to keep a variety that will meet everybody's needs on whatever type of souvenir they might want. And we just look forward to your visit here at the Route 66 Museum in Clinton, Oklahoma.
Great. I'm going to ask one last thing you do.